Your comment is really interesting to me, and I wanted to talk about it because it seems like you see this as like a knowledge gap, and that their peers will close the knowledge gap and then they'll be kind of indistinguishable. And that's not quite accurate. This is from Gardner's theory of multiple types of intelligence. And I think there's a few of these theories of multiple types of intelligence. This is just the one that I know readily. The idea is that anybody can be any of these types of gifted. But gifted programs, especially the gifted programs that a lot of us went through that really fucked us up, were really only focused on word smart and logic smart. So you could have a student that was really good at music, but they were in an impacted school district that really didn't have a music program. And they might have ended up thinking that they were dumb because they were not logic smart or word smart. I don't think it's just a knowledge gap. I think it's genuinely how easy or how difficult something comes to you. I'm going to give an example when I say that. I am mostly word smart, a little bit of logic smart, and picture smart. Growing up, I played the flute. I was then trained in voice, and as an adult, I tried to learn the clarinet. And all of it was brutally difficult for me. The amount of mental energy it took to process sheet music was insane. For whatever reason, my brain does not work in terms of sheet music. It's not something I've ever understood. But there are people, I have known people, who within the span of a few weeks can get tremendous mastery over an instrument because they are very music smart. That is just how their brain is inclined to be. I'm also not body smart at all. My proprioception is god-awful. So anyone who's had dance or any kind of sport and has a physical awareness of their body is outpacing me in that regard. But now as an art student in my 30s, I am keeping pace with students who had far more direct training in art when they were younger than I did. So as far as I'm concerned, the idea that it's just a knowledge gap is really limiting. And it's also really limiting to think that there's really only like two kinds of giftedness. There's a whole bunch, and people are not being given the opportunity to really tap into that like they should be. Additionally, there's also like a really big issue with how intelligence or a perceived lack of intelligence has been treated. I remember working at GameStop in my early 20s, and a woman came in with her son, and he had a gift card and he wanted to spend his gift card. And the mother said to me, well, he doesn't like to think. So make sure you get him a game that he doesn't have to think, because he doesn't like to think. And in that moment, I was just flabbergasted. Intelligence is cultivated. Part of the reason that a lot of gifted kids believe that they are fuck-ups and failures is because they were taught that the standard of intelligence was what appeared as a grade on a test. It doesn't take any of this into account. And it sure as hell doesn't take into account that when you fail, you learn. It took me until I was like 30 to really nail that down and not feel tremendous shame when I failed. So all of this is to say, the accruement of knowledge is not really what's going on with gifted kids. And as I watch the replies as they come into this video, it really drives home to me that nobody cares to understand this group. They just really want to hate on them, which sure as hell does not fix anything except soothe your own ego.